Guys, happy Thursday. We made it another week. And yeah, we're here, guys. It's Thursday. We made it. We're back in the sling with everything. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful Thursday. Let's see here. Boom. Let's check in. Man, we got some people into the room. I was a little late getting the show kicked off, but just want to tell you guys, happy freaking Thursday. You made it. You got one more day, and then you are back into a Friday pattern. Love it. It's fall weather, and I can tell it's fall because the weather is absolutely taking a toll on me because I can hear it in my voice. Yesterday, I was doing great, man. I was having a good time, and then all of a sudden, my sinuses started acting up, and then my throat started acting up. So, man, I'm telling you guys, let's see here. But big salute to everyone into the room. We've got RC Jet Pilot, Eddie K's RC, Cody Carson. What's up? He says, "Where's my Viper at, dude?" That Viper jet is waiting for you, brother. You got to come and get that bad boy. I'd be more than happy to show you around on it. It's a good bird. Greener Shade RC, what's going on, guys? Man, oh man, we've got a nice, cool Thursday smooth show going down, and yeah, man, I hope you guys had a really good week. Everything is starting to ease on down. Fall is definitely set in here in North Carolina. I think we're rolling around in highs of like 60s. And that's about average for us. So yeah, man, but it's been really, really nice. I actually got a chance to get out and do some flying, guys. I finally got a chance to get the this bad boy up here, up in the air. This old SU 57 right here. We got this bad boy up, and I don't know if you guys saw the video or not, but we did the speed trial of this bad little bird, brought to you by Banana Hobby. And I'm telling you, this thing just further impresses me more and more and more the more I fly it. It's very interesting how it flies. It's different than the F-22. It's crazy because I think it flies a little bit better. It almost feels un-American saying that, but I feel like it flies a little bit better than the F-22. It's just like, I guess the whole body is a complete lifting force. So just like the F-22, but I think it glides so much more so than the F-22. And not taking anything away from the F-22. I already told you guys it sounds like it's un-American to say that, but it's a really good plane, and so you got to give credit where it's due. But yeah, man, that SU 57 speed trial was pretty awesome. And we'll take a look at that video. And dude, it topped out really nice. It got some really good speeds out of that thing. Let's see here. And guys, yep, while you're in here, don't forget to smash that like button, guys. When you guys do that, it rocks the algorithm of YouTube, and it lets people say, "Hey, people like this," and it starts putting it in front of more and more people. So it makes the channel grow and the live show grow too. So very, very cool. So let's see. I'm gonna jump to the comments here and take some questions from you guys and everything. Perry RC, what's going on? There we go. Let's see. RC Jet is Rob Bender. Okay, cool, man. I know that. RC Lando, the SU 57 Fast Passers were insane, dude. They were absolutely insane. This bad boy makes such a crazy noise when it shoots by you. I'm gonna play that video so you guys can see it, but it's absolutely phenomenal, man. It's absolutely phenomenal. So, and I would agree, they've got to make a bigger one. And in the video, if you watch, I say precisely, they've got to make like a 60 or 70 or an 80 size one of these. If they make an 80 millimeter one of these, it's going to be a monster, dude. It's just going to be a monster. So I'm guessing it's going to be probably around like a 70. But yeah, man, it's just really great. Keith Dunn, really appreciate the super sticker, dude. Really appreciate that. Goes to help out the channel quite a bit. So yeah, man, any donations are greatly appreciated, especially with the direction that I've got the channel going. Got some cool airplanes coming into the mix. We've got some cool items that we're going to be demoing for you guys. So stay tuned. Lots of good stuff just coming. So yeah, man. But it's been a ton of fun. Jeremy Solt's in the house. What's going on, Jeremy? How are you doing, buddy? He says it's such a fun jet to fly. It literally is. That's no lie. So let's see here. It looks like let's see. The great F-22 will be here tomorrow. Man, you guys are lucky that you're getting those F-22s, man. Those things are really nice too. They fly so nice. And I know you guys are like chomping at the bit to get one of those new F-22s that are coming around. So yeah, the F-22 is pretty dang sweet. It's got the 70 millimeter in there, so it's going to be just a really nice flyer, guys. I think it's going to be an airplane you really like. High altitude RC, what's going on, man? How are you doing? Let's see here. Altitude says, I'm looking forward to try some of these EDFs at 8,000 foot altitude. Dude, I'm confused. I don't know how they would handle, right? Like, what do you think? Like, how would they handle with that altitude like that? I imagine they fly probably pretty good, right? I don't know. I would imagine that it should be pretty good. What's going on? Bill Wagner, how's it going? He says 128 miles an hour on the 70 millimeter F-22. I do not doubt that, not one bit, because that F-22 is a rocket ship and a half, man, for sure. RC Flying Veteran, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you, dude. Let's see here. We're just following you guys, and we're checking a couple of things out here. Man, got the greener shade over here. Got Cody Carson in the mix. Let's see here. Keith Dunn says, I'm at 3,500 feet in altitude, and they are fine. Okay, so that's good to know. You know, I've always wondered how these little 40 millimeters do in high altitude like that, because obviously where I'm at right now, we don't have high altitude. We literally are just about, 300 feet above sea level, so it's something really nice. Let's see here. The e-flite 90 millimeter Viper does great. The FMS 64 millimeter Futura does really well. Yeah, I have that the FMS the e-flite 90 millimeter Viper jet, dude. You just can't go wrong with that. That thing is such a great flying bird, man. It is. It's a keeper. It really is. Greater Shade RC says last Thursday we were in a hurricane. We were too. But you guys had it worse. Actually, y'all were down at Florida. He says last Thursday we were in a hurricane. Field was flooded in Daytona Beach. Yeah, man. So how'd you guys fare, dude? I mean, you know, I wonder how some of these fields do with all the water and everything. I'd imagine it'd be okay. Let's see, RC Flying Veteran, what's going on? He says the higher the altitude, the less performance. That's true. And this is something that I was wondering too, that I was thinking about while we're talking about it. You know, I got these turbine jets, and often wondered how they handle the thin air of cold temperatures. Is it good for the turbines or is it bad for the turbines? I imagine it's probably going to be less efficient and less performance. So Joe Habib, what's going on? He says, what's up, guys? How are you doing? Good to have you, man. Let's see. RC Flying Veteran says sea level flies better. Yeah, it's true. I definitely agree with that. I've seen some guys that live 4,000 or 5,000 feet above sea level, and you know they're having to overpower their airplanes just because of the density of the airplane. So that's something that we don't really have to, you know, really deal with a lot, but it's something to think about as well. Jeremy Solt knows exactly all about what I'm talking about. Yeah. Let's see. My JP 105 millimeter EDF jet. Let's see. EDF shut off at 3/4 of throttle. Had to change the timing to 30. Now it's works perfect. Has anybody had this problem before? Yes, absolutely. Pops 305. Yeah, we've run into this issue with the JP 105. I actually had it. And it does like shut off like that. And I think it's something to do with the ESC. It could be something with the ESC where it gets hot, that kind of thing. But I've had it happen before. Nothing that really stops me from being you know, flying or anything like that. Omaha Air Defense, what's going on, dude? Cloud, he says cold air makes the air thicker. That's good to know. Yeah. That's just one of those things where you don't get a lot, you know? Like you really got to go into it. But I tell you, this one has been really good, man. It's been flying really nice. And it's been flawless, man. I've been really impressed with this little bird right here. So needless to say, shoot, I think we need to go ahead and we'll pull up the video of it real quick and show you guys what we're looking at. And then we got some other airplanes that we got to talk about. So, yeah, I think it'll be pretty good. Let's take a look here. Let's see. Bill Wagner said, I saw your video, 80 miles an hour. Well, let's take a look at this video real quick and see what you guys think. All right, here we go. Let's see. Let's get the video on. All right, we're going to share that right there. We're going to go big, and then here we go. Check it out. There we go. There it is. All right, guys, got to check this out, really guys. Nice, we got the SU-57 over here from e-flite, guys. We are going to definitely get done. Yeah, this thing is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and let's kick it in.
All right, you ready?
Speed trial.
Let's go.
Check out the hands off,
subscribe. Dude. Up and away. Here we go.
Pretty good. Check that out. Super easy, right?
And she's up.
That was much better.
Yeah.
I wasn't the best hand toss.
All right, we're going to do a speed trial, guys. You ready?
And look how
speed trial, flat and level. Here we go.
Like, look at this.
I didn't get it good.
It has a crazy sound. It has a crazy sound coming out of that airplane.
Okay.
It's not annoying or anything. Like it just makes a really good sound. So let's take a look at it right here.
50% throttle.
All right.
53 miles an hour. Okay.
Up a little bit. So and you notice with the more and more we do these trials, you see that it gets a little faster and faster. So check this out.
61.
That was
dude, that sound is crazy.
So we start cranking it up a little bit faster. Check this one out.
68.
68 miles an hour. So we further push it.
16 seconds left on the clock. Man, we've been pushing it, so we probably
that one.
Dude, this thing looks really good.
This thing is just carving.
It does look good.
Look how it's just carving through the air. It's crazy.
Yeah, we didn't like that one.
Not at all. Dude, this thing looks really good.
It just flies. Man, that thing looks
like a rocket. Look good.
Look at that.
It does.
All right. Here we go.
It's really crazy how good that thing flies. All right, we're going to take it up for a second time just so you guys can try to see that second speed trial hand toss. This is where it gets really good. Check this out.
Nice.
Smooth.
Easy hand toss, guys.
Smooth.
Nice.
I'm getting better at them hand tosses, aren't I?
I see that.
Plenty of power.
Play football.
It took a little time.
So while we're over there looking at it, let's go over here and take a look.
50%.
59.
59%
59 miles an hour. All right.
Miles an hour. This thing right here. Look at that.
Full throttle. Man.
I got 68.
68 miles an hour.
That is going faster and faster. All right, here we go.
Full throttle.
This is the fastest pass right here.
Man.
80 miles per hour.
80 miles an hour, guys.
Full throttle. Man.
80 miles per hour.
80 miles an hour, guys. 80 miles an hour, slight dive out of the SU-57, guys. And we're rolling on a 4S right here, 2200. This thing's nice. All right, we're going to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, she's rolling, man. Just a good flyer. And then you can see the bottom of the battery pack. The battery started to sag.
72 on that.
72.
It was still pulling 72 miles an hour, guys. That's actually really good.
So,
needless to say, we got the airplane.
Coming in low. We've got no wind, so let's see if we can kind of scrub the deck.
Beautiful airplane, man. Look how it's coming in.
Scrub the deck.
Yep, I definitely scrubbed the deck on it. I had a good time. You know,
nice.
Why not?
Swab the deck, swabby.
I got it. I also picked up some grass. It sounds like
that EDF wasn't happy.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, that's what we got right there, guys. So that was pretty good, man. That was absolutely good. So I'm jumping into the comments. Let's see here. Cloud says, yeah, I have the e-flite F-18. She flies amazing. Yep, I do have that one too as well. P41 fan says, our club, DCRC, is big into EDFs. A bunch of us plan to get the 40mm twin airliner, F-15, F-18, the Felon, the Raptor. Inexpensive EDF madness. And that's the beauty of this thing, guys, is like you can get into these EDFs for almost nothing, man. It's a good feeling knowing that you don't have to, spend $600-700 on these jets, man, because you can be cost efficient. So it's nice. And Keith Dunn says that thing rips. It absolutely does, man. What's going on, Dunson Henry? How are you doing? Let's see. Bill Wagner. He says, how hard is she to hand launch? let's see, Army shoulder injuries, scared. I couldn't toss it enough. I'll tell you, dude, you don't have to launch it very hard. I literally take the thing and just toss it very lightly, and it has good thrust, so it's not a problem at all. It literally gets going pretty good. I mean, it doesn't have any problems at all, and it, like I said, you should be pretty good to hand toss that thing. It does really well. It does really well. Cloud said, "What happened to Jeff?" Nothing happened to Jeff. Jeff is literally, and Kent, where's he at? He's at some fly-in right now. And I want to say it's in Tabor City. It's like a big airplane event, and so he went out there, but something happened on the RV that he had, and I think it broke the door on it. So he's been having some hard goings with some of that stuff right now. I just talked to him earlier, but that's where Jeff's at. You know, normally he's over there. He tries to jump on the show as much as possible as he can when the kids are all up and everything like that. But yeah, we've you know, he's going to South Carolina and going to that fly-in down there, and should be pretty good. So that's what happened to Jeff. But he's still around. He's still around and kicking and everything. Let's see, Mark France, 70 millimeter F22, dude. Everybody's loving that 70 millimeter F22. I'm telling you, man, it's going to be like one of those things. And I will say this: the pre-order's getting even closer on this one, so this thing's even better. I mean, just a cool little jet, dude. The thing flies really nice, and this is the same jet in the video, and you can see I scrubbed the ground on it, and there's absolutely no damage or nothing like that. So really cool. It's a good flyer, and it does really well for its size too. So that's something that that is definitely a keeper for sure. Got the little magnetic nose. I always take the magnetic nose, and I stick them right here in the end of it, and then I just put it right here so I don't have to worry about knocking anything over or anything like that. So it seems to work out pretty well. But yeah, man. And then I got the beautiful HSD Jets Super Viper. I can't wait to get that one up and running too. So literally, I've got the turbine that's going to go on that. That thing's going to fly amazing, man. So I'm just super stoked about that. Another airplane that you guys probably see back there that y'all probably haven't even played with in a long time, but it's an old fast one, man. And it's the Vulcan, dude. You can see the Vulcan right there, man. That Vulcan is a rocket ship, but we put AS3X in that thing, and it makes a world of difference how that thing flies. So it's pretty neat, dude. But I hope you guys really enjoyed that the SU-57 speed trial. It was really cool. And that's just something different. You know, we really enjoy doing the speed trials and giving people a different view of how these things work out. So, yeah. Let's talk about it, guys. We got fall weather flyers. Who here is a fall weather flyer, man? Who doesn't mind flying no matter what the weather is? Let's jump into some of the messages here. We're going to jump into the chat and see exactly what you say. P51 fan says, I went to Fredericksburg RC Warbird event last weekend. Awesome event. That club is first rate. Man, that's actually pretty good. I haven't been up to Fredericksburg. Haven't been up there either. Thomas Kirsten, what's going on? He says, let's see here. I want that yellow plane. How does she fly? That yellow plane up there, dude, that thing is awesome. That thing is top notch. It flies so well. I'm trying to remember what model that thing is too. It's got the Ukrainian scheme on it, but I want to say it's the Twin Otter. That's exactly what it is. That is the Twin Otter, dude. And that thing is phenomenal. It's a great flying airplane for sure. It flies really good, very predictable, very easy going, not stressful. You don't have to worry about trying to break it or anything like that. It's just a great flying airplane. So that's how that thing flies. Yep, the Maldives. That's right. Pops 305. What's going on? Solt production. My Aerofoam F22 flies fantastic. He warned you guys these things fly excellent. So, yeah, man, it's nice to be in the mix with that right there. So, yeah, Pops 305, Solt Productions, Aerofoam F22 flies fantastic. Wonderful, man. And that's what we're looking for, man. We're just looking for some good flyers. That's all we ask for. Let's see here. Cloud says, what turbine are you putting in that thing? So this one's going to get a Schwinn 80 in there. I'm pretty good with the Schwinns. I like how they run. I'm very comfortable with how they produce power. So yeah, I'm super stoked about getting that one. Dean, what's going on? He says Tabor City low life flying is a huge event. Absolutely. Yeah, man. Them low lives get out there and they fly pretty good, man. They have a good time. The boys cut up. I know a lot of them. So that's where Jeff is right now at Tabor City. And I think he said something earlier that I think they're flying I guess you could say they're flying those little golly, I just went blank. My brain just kicked out. Where they have that the fly-in over there at Tabor City and everything. So yeah, man, pretty good event. I think it's gonna be good. Let's see here. I'm over here rocking the fall festivities mug, man. It's like my favorite mug too. I know I'm not very masculine, but hey, it doesn't matter. Sometimes it doesn't even matter. What matters is in there. So drinking some apple cider tea, man. It's just that whole vibe, man. That whole fall vibe, dude. I love it. This is like the best part of the year. I love flying airplanes at this time of the year. The only problem about flying in fall that we have here in North Carolina is the winds are always like unpredictable. Is it like that where you guys are? Like today, it was a beautiful day, but the winds were at 9 miles an hour, gusting up to 22. So, and me and RC Pilot Will, man, we were flying in that stuff too. We had no problem getting in there, but we'll fly in that stuff. But we're just very funny about what we do when we fly in there. So let's see here. But and another thing too, guys, is I'm very lucky to be able to jump on the show tonight because I'm still up for a second deployment to the North Carolina mountains for the hurricane. So at any given moment now, I'm going to be getting my orders to go that way. And that's what I'm actually checking on my phone right now as we speak. It just lit up. So I've been kind of waiting to see where we're going, if we're going back to the same place. And yeah, so it looks like did I dodge the... Nope, I did not dodge it. So I'm still on standby. So yeah. So yep. But it's one of those things I'll find out. Be my luck, it'll probably be this weekend, and it'll be like a beautiful weekend where all I want to do is fly. So, but guys, yeah, Tabor City right now in South Carolina is having that big fly-in event. So, man, make sure you guys make your way out there. But fall is such a great time to fly. I don't mind getting a jacket and everything. Travis Clay says, I'm headed down to Tabor City in the morning. The truck is packed. When you get down there, man, go find Jeff. Jeff's in an RV. He's got an RV down there somewhere. So he'll be down there. Link up with that dude. Let's see. Mark France, he says, the Vulcan can handle 8S. Only thing need to change is the ESC. Wait a minute. So you're telling me that little Vulcan right there, stock, can handle 8S. I just have to change the ESC? That is nuts, man. That thing's fast enough as it is. I think we clocked that thing doing like 140. We did a speed trial on that thing, and yeah, it's a fast bird. It's a very fast bird. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that's one of those airplanes where people get it and they forget about that airplane. And while we're talking about it, dude, look, tell you what, boom. I got the video right here. We'll just cue that bad boy up. We're going to jump and see how quick we got it.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning to the channel.
We did a speed trial.
All right. Here we go. Speed run, and we're going to see what this one's doing. Let's go.
We got this.
Let's see how fast that was.
Real nice. It's very...
Bobby alone, so I finally got one of them.
Full throttle.
Full throttle.
Doing good, and rotate.
So it's 30 mile an hour. Rotate.
Rotated at 30 miles an hour?
Or 29.
29? All right, cool.
133.
130.
All right, so we did a speed.
Oh boy.
Check out this fast. That's a dive, of course. Did you see it?
133.
133 miles an hour, boy.
That's pretty fast.
Coming in.
It's still there. Look, guys. 133.
That's extremely fast.
Insane,
Dude,
Bobby.
that's crazy. All right, so
we're gonna
down here.
We'll do it right here.
Let's crack this bad boy open.
And I had the GPS in there, so I'm not sure.
All right.
So 0.
Oh man, you kidding me?
GPS says 0.
I think you got to hit enter first.
No.
You say it was clocking you while you was walking, right?
We got it on the radar gun at 133.
So what we'll do is we've got the GPS in there. It's ready.
You ain't walking at 8 miles.
Last pass was 133 mile an hour.
So we're gonna take it back up and see exactly what that pass was. It's got to be faster than that. We did this video so long ago, I can't even remember, guys. But that Vulcan is amazing.
Hey, right.
What was it?
73.
I was getting it.
Open. Come on.
Hold it right there, Jeff. I'm behind it.
Come on down.
I think that was a 122 pass right there. Yeah, that thing was so fast. It was pretty sketchy.
That's fun.
Let's
what the hobby's about.
So we'll
on
see
the,
what it says.
So it's about
on the radar gun.
So 1 mile an hour off or so.
Nice.
Hey, that's
It
cool,
was
man.
123 miles an hour is what we got on the radar gun, 133, which is fair. That video is worth a second go. And because it's sitting right here, story on that one is I sold the airplane and I got another one from TJ. I got this one off of TJ. So I'm going to revisit that and see exactly how fast that thing is, because that GPS module in there wasn't doing the thing. So we're going to see what it does. Let's see. You guys fly all year long over there in Ohio. Let's see. I like flying all seasons. I fly all winter. Man, that's crazy. Dude, I don't know if I could do winter like that up there in Washington. Let's see. Every day I can. I'm in San Diego, so it's easy to do. Man, San Diego weather's just nice. But let's see here. We have a video on it. Dude, that's crazy. I'm going to have to check that out, Thomas. Matter of fact, drop that video in the link in there so I could pull that thing up. I'd like to see that. Jeremy Stolt, the new V2 gyro on the B1B is a huge improvement. She flies great. Now, that's good to know. And the funny thing is Jeremy told me before the B1B came out that he didn't like the way the gyro was, and he wanted a little bit more from it. So it's nice to hear that they actually came out with the V2, and now it flies even better, which makes me want to actually get that airplane all over again. My only problem I had was our field. We just rolled our field, so the B1B would take off with no problem. But it was taking a little bit time to take off on it at our old field before we couldn't before it was rolled. Let's see. Everybody's loving it, man. Let's see. Winston Brown says pumpkin spice, Bobby. Not pumpkin spice, apple spice, dude. I got apple spice in there, man. And I got honey, and it's called whipped honey. Oh, man, it's really nice. So my throat's starting to go a little bit because of this weather, obviously. So the cold air is getting to me. And it's probably my problem because I went to the gym and worked out and I was all sweaty and I didn't put a pullover on or anything. And I walked out there and I was all cold. You know, it's the stuff your parents tell you. Cover up your head or you're going to get sick. Let's see. Send me a link and I'll get online after eating and collaborate with you. Okay, we could do that. Let's see here. I'll send you a link right now, Mr. Stolt. Let's see what else we got. He must have something up his sleeve. Let's see here. Boom. And I just sent you a message. So there it is. Let's see here. Ocean City, Maryland, 20 miles an hour the last 2 days stinks. Yeah, dude. This is windy season, guys. This is windy season. I'm just catching up on the message. Let's see here. I got 8 flights yesterday, 90 cross gusty as it can be up to 20. That's crazy, man. But it's this time of the year. This fall time is just a very difficult transition time to fly in. It's cool to hear that you guys are going through the same thing as I am. Let's see. When is the next big aerofoam coming out? Let's hope the next big aerofoam is like that big SU-57. I got my fingers crossed, toes crossed, and everything else crossed, but it's probably, I don't know. We'll see. Mike Chappelle, what's going on, dude? He says, hey, Bobby, I have 8 flights on the aerofoam F-22 105 EDF. Flies great and has great landing gear. Loving it. That is wonderful to hear, dude. Wonderful to hear. I need to get one of those aerofoam F-22s. I'm not gonna lie, I went a little bit turban crazy, guys. We all know this, and went a little crazy. So, and now I'm coming back to a reality and everything. But dude, it's a beautiful thing. Cody, man, you need to come let me know, man. That Viper's got your name on it. And just for you guys to know, that Viper 2.2 that I have, I'm selling it actually because I got my eyes on another turbine that I'm looking at. Surprise, surprise. And so I'm either going to sell the turbine or I'm going to sell it with, plug and play with everything in there. You just buy the airplane. So if you're interested, shoot me a message on Facebook and you might have an airplane. And I'll let it go for the cheap, for the low. Let's see here. The new F-22 70mm has the same 2210 kV motor. Crazy, dude. That's a crazy little motor. Cloud says, flew my 90mm F-18 today. She's by far my favorite airplane. Here's the problem I have with the F-18, man. I'm scared of that thing. And I think I told you that too, Cloud. But it's like that airplane is so sensitive to CG that you have to be dead on 110%. If not, that sucker will bite you. Mike France says he got 158 miles an hour on 8S from the Vulcan. Unreal. I bought the Vulcan right after I watched this video. That's awesome, dude. See? Which makes me wonder. I wonder how many airplanes in total, like people have seen that we've done reviews on and seen and turn around and bought. I wonder how many airplanes. It's probably like thousands, I'm sure. I'm sure. By the way, guys, we hit a nice little waypoint for the channel. Boom. On the channel, we hit 60,000 subscribers, man. That is a big deal, dude. That is absolutely cool. 60,000 subscribers. Like, unreal. Never would have thought that this channel would ever hit 60,000. I remember when I started this channel like 3 years ago, I was just happy having like 5 and 4,000. And now it's grown like crazy. And I mean, I'm really appreciative of you guys for hanging out there, checking it out and enjoying, the show and stuff because, I really do enjoy doing this and it is a good stress reliever and it's fun. And, we get to hang out and shoot the bull and talk about this kind of stuff. It's really nice to be able to do this. So, by the way, we got some people in the room, man. I'm going to start heading out some wrenches. Greener Shade, you get a wrench, sir. Go make you a moderator. I've been slacking on the job. Let's see. Who else? RC Jet Pilot, you get a wrench. Let's see here. Boom. All you guys that been in here for a while, you get a wrench. Let's see here. Did I miss anybody? Bill Wagner. Boom. You get a wrench. We're arming you as a standard moderator of the channel so you can keep the riffraff out. Of course, we don't have it. Thomas Curse, you are a moderator. Boom. There we go. Man, you get a wrench. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? Let's see. Bill Wagner, you get up. I already gave you a wrench, so you're good. Let's see. Joe Habib, what's going on? You get a wrench. How about that? Boom. High Altitude RC, you get a wrench. Man, we got a whole army of people in here, man. It's awesome. Let's see. RC Jet Pilot, you get a wrench. Oh, you already got one. RC Lando, you get a wrench. Man, I'm just rolling, dude. Man, it's been really cool. Keith Dunn's got a wrench. Man, so everybody's in here. We're all squared up, dude. Let's see here. Pretty squared up. So jump back onto the other side. And let's see here. I was trying to jump into the chat there. I was trying to see that link. Let's see here. YouTube Shorts. Let's see here. Somebody sent something for Halloween. Oh, gearing up. Pop Stereo 5. I see it, dude. That's funny. Let's see here. Let's see here. Gonna get that one up real quick. Cancel that bad boy. Jump into here. So, hey, this is Pop Stereo 5. This is what he's getting ready for Halloween. Check this out. Man, that's pretty sketchy. Where are the airplanes at? You can't have Halloween without the airplanes. Dude, that's your front yard. That's crazy. Oh, dude, you go way out. Oh, man, that's nuts. And you have the skeleton sitting up there. Oh, that's wild. Dude, that's yeah. That's the thing Bad Dreams are made of right there. Jeez. That's awesome. Hey, thanks for sharing that, by the way. Let's see here. I'm looking. Let me jump back into there. I got lost in the sauce over here. Let's see. There we go. I'm in there. Man, I can't believe that Vulcan did 158 miles an hour. That's nuts. Rage RC, what's going on? He says, I clocked the Freewing 70 millimeter Bayhawk. That was the same power system at 134. That's about right. Yes. Yep. That little Bayhawk is another good airplane. I'm surprised nobody has made a 90 millimeter Bayhawk. I know we have the 80 from FMS, but like a larger one would be really nice, which, you know, would be cool. Of course, you got Aerofoam that did it. Cloud says, I see a lot of guys crashing the twin 64 F-14. Is it pilot error or the jet problematic? So this is a very touchy subject, I guess, but not really. So the ones I've seen, I don't own the airplane, so this is basically hearsay, but from what I've seen, and RC Pilot Will had one, me and Jeff saw it take off. It looked tail heavy, but it probably wasn't. But what we noticed was it had a bad elevator servo, and the bad elevator servo came out. So I've seen a lot of people crash that airplane too. But maybe it's just a problematic small issue that they're having. Again, first production airplanes are going to have some issues. By the time I get to that airplane, that sucker's probably going to be good to go. So, but I like the concept of twin 64 millimeter F-14. Me, I probably would just get the 80 millimeter and call it a day. But, you know, that's just me. Hey, guys, glad I made it tonight. Hope you're all doing well. Bill, what's going on, dude? Glad you made it in here, buddy. I'm about to sneeze. Oh, boy. There it is. Man, they always come in threes. There it is. Oh, man. So, Bill said, I flew this evening, beautiful night, cold but calm. Yeah. It was funny, too. I took my kids outside because tonight the moon is the brightest and the biggest of the year. So I took them outside and did that. So try to get those kids out there into some of the elements, man. It's good for them. Greener Shade RC says, if I order the Aerofoam F-22 with motor and ESC, will it come installed? I think if you get the plug and play, yeah, it comes installed. That's a Jeremy Solt question. I believe it does. And some of you guys actually have it. So that's a good question. So, but I believe so. If you get the motor and ESC, yes, it will come installed. It should. P51 fan, forget the Vulcan, get the Zeus. We're seeing 170, 180 miles an hour on 8S. 180 miles an hour is turbine speeds, guys. That's blistering fast. And that's kind of where I'm thinking of. It's like, I got that one already on 6S. I would just go straight to the Zeus. Yep. Told you guys I was getting sick. I knew it was coming. I could feel it. I could feel it in my bones. Greener Shea said, yeah, I saw Smoky Mountain RC fly the Zeus at the speed. Yeah, that thing's fast, dude. It is. Let's see. My F-18 scares me also, Bobby. I enjoy flying the Freewing F5 80 millimeter. That F5 is a good flyer. It really is. Winston Brown, what's going on? He says, I bought the BH Twin Otter, Banana Hobby Twin Otter after you review on floats in Charlotte next Saturday. Dude, it's going to be great. That's a wonderful flyer. And Winston Brown, you know that thing flies really, really good, dude. It's beautiful. And if you get an AS3X receiver and you drop the AS3X receiver in there or you put a gyro in there, you have a buttery smooth ship for sure. Yep, Zeus is a rocket ship. Let's see. Nice. Thumbs up, guys. I certainly appreciate that. Let's see here. Pop05 says, how about the e-flite Deuces Wild for sale? Man, I sold that thing a long time ago. Mine. But yeah, somebody got it. Let's see. I bought my 90 millimeter Aerofoam MiG-17 after watching your review. Yeah, dude, that MiG-17, by the way, let's talk about it. There's a new scheme of this one. Me and Jeremy Stolt were talking on the phone, I think, yesterday? And they're coming out with a red scheme on that thing, and it's going to be pretty cool. And that's another jet, guys, that a lot of people overlook. But if you have not had that MiG 17, and I'm talking about like the 90 millimeter, dude, that thing is well worth it. And I'm trying to find it. Let's see here. And it comes plug and play too. I had the blue version of it, and it was awesome. Yeah, that thing right there is cruising around. It's at $439. Those prices on that are really, really good. That is, let's see, I'm trying to find it. Let's see here. I found the blue one, but I think the red one has come to market is what he said. So that one's going to be pretty cool when that one pops out. And it should be a really nice flyer. A really nice flyer. Banana Hobby's done a really good job with getting good, solid flying airplanes. Like, I haven't had one that flies terrible at all, whatsoever. And they've been doing a really good job with schemes. Now, I will say, speaking of schemes, the only one that I kind of looks a little bit saucy is this one right here. That scheme right there that thing's bright. That thing is super bright. So nothing wrong with it, but it's bright. So, and that's just a pro version of it. So $599 is not a bad price for that thing. Let's see here. Let's see. What makes the Zeus so fast? Fuse shape, power system. Yeah, it's basically the Zeus is nothing more than a Vulcan that's larger, got a bigger power system in it, and it's been refined. It's just more aerodynamic. So yeah, it's just it's made to do only one thing, and that's go fast. So they did that with that in mind. Let's see here. Let's see. Bill says, Bobby, Jeff, and Pilot Will are TV movie stars now. No, man, we are not TV movie stars by any means whatsoever. We're just some regular dudes out here chopping it up and punching holes in the sky. Let's see here. I appreciate that. That's funny. Let's see. Good luck on that Pops 305. I've only seen 2 for sale, and I got a lot of swap meets. Yeah, man. I need to start going to swap meets, but I got to quit buying all these turbine jets so I actually have like disposable income for these swap meets. Let's see here. Mark France says, I'd like to hit 180 with my Zeus running 8S new packs. 160 best will do. I turned the timing down from 20 though. So yeah, you need to turn that timing up if you want to get more top end speed, but you risk cooking that thing. Hey, Jeremy, let me know when you're ready. I see you in the background. We got Jeremy Solt in the background, too. All of a sudden, my voice is getting lost. I'm going to drink some of this stuff. RC Lando says, not the F-14 conspiracy. Yeah, no F-14 conspiracy whatsoever. Oh, man, that's funny. Yeah, man. And, not trying to talk bad about a product. Don't take it that way. But, let's see. I did have a Deuces Wild, man. I sold that thing, Pops. I'm sorry. Dunstan Henry says, I see MRC now carrying Radio Master. Yeah. They better because FR Sky has been claiming the territory so far. And I mean, they've been cornering the market like crazy. But by the way, while we're waiting for Jeremy to get all set up back there, let's take a look at a new airplane that came to market, guys. This one is something of a different flavor. It's a Skynetic Andes glider. $199 is what that's going for, and it's being carried at Motion RC. So take a look at this. Boom, there it is. So just your kind of like your basic glider there. Looks like it's a PVC pipe or plastic tubing. Doesn't look foam. The body doesn't, at least. So those things are a ton of fun, though. They really are. If you don't have a glider, you should probably have one. They're good to have for those days that you don't want to be stressed out or anything and you want to bust up some thermals. So tail section is foam. It's got a full flying horizontal stabilizer. That's really good. So it looks like it's 4 channels, so that's great. The body does look like it's foam, actually. I thought it was like some type of plastic, but it's not. Yeah, it's all EPO foam. So very interesting. And the price is not bad. That's not a bad price for it. Can we see a video of it flying, though? Is there a video? And there is. Check it out. Man, that's some massive font right there. We'll cut that music down so we don't get a... Let's see here. What's he talking about?
RC. Today we are checking out the newest release from our Skynetic line of RC models.
That's enough of that. Let's watch it fly. So you can kind of see. Some people get bored with these kind of airplanes, but they're really not bad. They're fun. You know, they all have their kind of niche. These are really good if you're going to do first person view. You know, you can get up there and get it up high and soar. Really not a bad thing. Man, that runway looks pretty rough. But hey, at least you got a runway. That's all that matters. And it seems to be flying pretty good. You know, a pretty basic looking glider right there. No frills, nothing like that. But runs on a 3S 11 volt LiPo. 2200. Those are easily to be had. So yeah. Oh, I thought he was going to fly it like a discus. But he just caught it. Caught it by the wing. Nice. There you go. All right. And guys, while we're here, we've got Jeremy Solt in the background. Let me just jump back in here. Let's see. Banana Hobby has given me great customer service lately. Awesome, dude. Let's see. Bobby, have you flown with AS3X Plus yet? No, I have not, but I'm going to this weekend. Would you consider getting the turbine MiG-17? I actually owned the MiG-17 turbine version, and I was going to fly off of grass, and I had a K30 in it, and it wasn't enough power for me to rotate off of grass on my field, so I sold it before I flew it. So without further ado, guys, we've got Jeremy Stolt in the background over here, and yeah, so let's bring him to light, and here we go. Jeremy, what's going on, man? Let's see. Why can't I hear you? Can you hear me? Oh, it says you're muted. It says you're muted on there. You got a mute symbol on your thing. Let's see here. There you go. Yeah, I hear you now. There you go. There you go.
You told me to change some mic settings last time, so we did.
Man, you got a nice mic. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, no, figured I'd come and help out and give you a little bit of, collaboration, and we can talk and have some fun. And
yeah, man, what you got?
I got nothing really to show. I mean, this is just the normal work table. It's just in between working things and whatnot. We got on the table, we've got a AF Models L39 that we're doing a redo on. This is the Air Force scheme. You guys seen that video of Eduardo and myself colliding, and Kyler's jet went into the tree. Well, when it did that, it put a whole bunch. So it did. But anyway, I got an ARF kit to be able to put all the stuff in there and make it all look pretty again. But
nice.
Kind of a funny moment there.
Hey, somebody asked a question there, Jeremy, that if they get the F-22, does it come, like if they get the one with the motor and the ESC, does it come already installed? That was a good question.
Not currently, but we're hoping that there's going to be some of them that will have them installed in there. The idea on that is that we were talking the idea of being able to put whatever motor you want into it and whatever ESC into it. And so when you end up going into the website now, you have the item, and then you got a few drop down boxes on the side, and you select what you want, and then that'll come with it. It's not too hard to install. The first round of ESCs were longer, and because they were longer, you had to actually shorten your wires.
Right.
But that's hopefully not going to be this way in this go. Once we get the container, we'll verify all that, but there shouldn't be any problems. But if you're at that level of RC airplane, there shouldn't be any problems with being a hobbyist and shortening your wires and putting your bullets on if you need to. But it's not too hard to put in there. really quite easy, actually. So it shouldn't be a problem. But if it is, let us know, and we'll figure out what we can do to help you out or get you squared away.
Jeremy, I did the speed trial on the SU 57, man. Were you surprised at the speeds that thing was hitting?
No, I'm not surprised at all.
It's
not surprised at all.
It's absolutely quick for a twin 40 millimeter.
The SU-57 and the F-15 are just wonders. They fly really well. They have great power. And out of the 40 millimeters, they're the ones that I like the most.
Yep, I would agree.
They've got great performance. They got agility. They've got mild temperament when you're trying to land. And you can still have fun with them. I foresee that people are going to get a bunch of these and kind of start trying to play combat with them.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You know, actually, there's a couple guys at the field that said that was the idea, what they were going to do. So, yeah, for sure.
They're a cheap and inexpensive airplane. Why not? I mean,
yeah,
they're a blast. Now, I wish that they had landing gear retracts. I mean, everybody wishes it, but then the money would go a little bit more too. But
right.
These things are just little toss and boss airplanes. Just have some fun with them. If you feel like you're going to scrape the belly up, you probably will.
Yeah.
I've scraped ours up. We've got probably about 25 flights on it where we're landing on pavement, and it's handling fine. But yeah, it's getting scraped. But they're fun. You don't even really notice. If you look at some of the photos that we have, you really can't even tell, even with the high definition photos we've been posting. That's with belly scrapes. So
yeah, man. So we heard some good feedback from in reference to the gyro on the B1B, man. People seem to really love that.
Version 2 right here. This one doesn't have any decals on it, like my Ellsworth decals on it. Trying to decide if I'm going to do a custom scheme. So we'll see if that goes.
Gotcha.
So we've got a version 2 here to be able to play around with. I've got all of my other ones. You can kind of see noses and tails. I've got 2 of them in my trailer right now. They are all V1s modified to the version 2s by updating the controller on there. I'm still running V1 wings on majority of my airplanes. I only have one airplane that has V2 wings in there. Well, besides this one, that's a whole V2. And I've still not needed needed to change my V1s. So I have changed out the control boards. I'm very excited to hear that you guys are enjoying the new updated controller. That's what we wanted from the beginning. And again, it did not meet perfect specs, but it met, good enough to still be able to have very good success with the airplane. So
right.
And again, that's why it's a version 2. So awesome airplane. Hey. We love the version 2. We've got lots of them out there. You guys have all been buying the version 2 controllers. I'm excited to see your guys' experiences with them.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it. It's been awesome. So thank you guys for commenting on there. Appreciate that. It shows all the other RC pilots out there that airplane is awesome. Just like I know it is. So, and Bobby, you know it is too. So
absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now, Jeremy, we're going to switch gears a little bit. Since I got you in here in the bullpen, and I know Motion RC has this problem, FMS has this problem, and stuff like that. But this is a very loaded question, so this is so be prepared. Now, let's see here. Now, my question is this: where is it at? Boom! What's a business to do when a customer is caught lying trying to get a new plane? Like, let's say you have somebody contact you and they crash the airplane, and working for the business that they're not telling the truth. But what do you do in order to keep, everything legit? Like, what do you do? Because I have heard, I was on the forums, I was on Facebook forums, and I saw where somebody was basically, they were saying that they basically lied. And so they got a new airplane out of it, and they were kind of gloating about it. And I was like, oh my gosh, man, that's absolutely terrible. But like, what do you guys do? Like, what,
Well,
like, how do you,
as a company, we get between a rock and a hard place all the time because we always want customers to support your business.
right.
Now, just like out there, you can have bad businesses.
Wigglefinger says that never happens ever.
Yeah, just you can have bad businesses, right?
Yeah.
But there is also bad customers. Now, what do you do? Okay, you got different options. You can ignore them. You can just let them do whatever. Obviously, they won the battle. You know what I mean? Whatever. You can do all kinds of things. So, what we do is, first of all, we got to absolutely have proof. If we absolutely have proof, we'll probably delete you. We'll probably ban you from our options that we have, like Banana Hobby Community and Banana Hobby, you know.
Yeah.
If you are that bad apple, you know, and you want to keep being that bad apple, then we don't have to listen to you. You know, we try not to create any kind of friction, because it does nobody any good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't like it when people lie, but you guys don't like it when companies lie. You know
absolutely,
what I mean?
right. It's a two-way street. I asked that because it's like, how do you retain the integrity?
We try to show you all that we show you the meat and potatoes of everything. We show you live flights. We show you unedited flights. We show you anything, that we're out doing this stuff. That's what we try to do to keep honest with you guys, because it's really hard to show honest, stuff. There's things out there to where people Photoshop stuff, to get the best photos. The only thing we do is we crop our photos. We don't edit our photos.
How would somebody crop a photo like that to get the best shots? Like, you mean like action shots? Like sometimes like when they have the airplane and it looks like it's flying through the air, they're like taking pictures of it, but it's actually not truly flying.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Nice sky backgrounds and photoshopped airplanes.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
But
no, we take pride in actually flying and actually getting you live, real photos of the airplanes flying, because that's what you guys are looking for. You guys like to see how the actual airplane looks in the air. And we like to do that. We like, we travel to get you guys good backgrounds. Just little things like that. We try to do a little bit on there. But the biggest thing is that really it upsets me as a hobbyist when people lie about something and they get caught, and it should make you guys upset as a hobbyist too, is they're making your cost go up.
Yeah, it's kind of like they pass
every single for every Walmart. Single airplane that is replaced per se because somebody's not telling the truth. That's money that costs for the next container, for the next this, and it makes your guys' prices higher. Honestly speaking, it really does. It's got to come out of somebody's pot of money. So
yeah, that's funny. Omaha Air Defense says I must be doing something wrong. He says, how does one get a new airplane? I get a new airplane.
But again, I mean, us discuss, and I'm not going to name any names with anything because, I give them the benefit of the doubt. Why did they do that? Maybe they're short on money. Maybe the economy's screwing them out. It sucks.
I've seen people crash airplanes, and they they literally try to blame something that went wrong with the airplane. And you've been at the field, guys. Y'all been out there, and you see the guy that really might not be the best flyer, but he ends up crashing the airplane, and it was him, and so he's all upset. And then he writes, the manufacturer that it had an issue. And I've seen these people actually get airplanes. And I was like, wow, man, that's crazy. I can't believe that worked. But I remember Motion RC was having an issue. This was a long time ago with their F-18s, right? and they're having the elevator issues when they first came out. And a bunch of them went down, and like they had their tails handed to them because they were just giving out free airplanes left and right. And that's why they have these now, these like stipulations and stuff like that, like these protocols and procedures now that you have to, go through. And it feels like hoops for us regular people to jump through, but I understand why, that happens now. So,
well, and like I said, there's other ways about going about things. There's, if things happen too much, too often, what it means is that companies will be starting to change their warranty coverage. Honestly, if it
the whole
happens
warranty
too much,
thing's funny to me because like the Motion RC one is like, as soon as you open up the box and you run it once, it's voided.
Well, we try to help customers. And I'm not saying that they aren't.
Yeah. I was just me speaking.
Our warranty comes with a 30-day warranty. Now, what does 30-day warranty really mean? That's mainly based upon, you haven't opened up your box, but you got 30 days to get that thing in the air. After you've flown a product, we kind of go case by case on whether or not, you provide the best information on what the facts are. You know what I mean? We expect our customers to give us all the facts, and then we have to lay that on the table and go, well, what is the scenario of this? And it's got to be educated. The decision's got to be made on what happened. We are under obligation to our manufacturers. Our warranty is based upon that. So what the manufacturer is going to cover is what we can do. So what we do is we get all the facts. We try to make a determination of whether or not it's something larger than just a one-time issue, whether it was a pilot error, whether it was a certain fault, whether it's something we saw in testing that wasn't really an issue, that is an issue. There's so many factors involved in it. But ultimately what it comes down to is all of our tickets get submitted to our manufacturers, whether that be X-Fly, Flyfans, Pilot, AF Models, any of those. It goes to that company. Right. And that company is going to cover what the issue is and essentially repay back Banana Hobby for whatever issue it is. And then we will, in exchange, in lieu of, give away the item so that the customer isn't waiting as long as possible.
So, okay, so that's new. So this is stuff that people don't really understand how it works. So if there's an issue with an airplane, they have to basically prove that there's an issue, and then you bring that issue up to the manufacturer, and then the manufacturer will basically say, yeah, that's an issue, and then they'll credit you.
Unless it's proof without a reasonable doubt. So like the ones that we cannot prove anything on fault, whether it be the pilot, whether it be a fault of the airplane, those ones that you cannot really prove, you can't prove. They're the unknowns, right? There's always going to be an unknown. I would say that even if you saw the airplane crash, it's still an unknown, right. Because once the airplane has crashed, was it part of the crash that caused that? Was it before the crash that caused that? So it's a rock and a hard place on coverage. We want to cover stuff if it's valid. We have no problem covering stuff if it's valid. But again, we need the proof. We can't just say, hey, Bobby, you called me up and yes, the airplane spiraled out of, control on the third flight, and you think that it was an elevator failure. Well, there's a lot of factors on that. Could it be the servos? Could it be the elevator? Could it be the surface? Could it be structure? Could it be setup of the airplane? Could the linkage have came off? Could the servo have came out? Could it be the gyro not set up right? Was there a gyro? Was there not a gyro? What was the settings? Was the settings maxed out too far? You know what I mean? There's so many things that it can be. Now, we are not there at the field with you. So it would behoove you to film, to find proof other than, well, 5 people witnessed this. You know what I mean?
Right.
because without proof, we have to send it up to the manufacturer and leave it at their hands and see what they're going to do about it. Now, our manufacturers have been pretty good for taking care of our customers. I believe that that's one of the biggest changes to Banana Hobby from past to current. There's been a lot of coverage that we've been doing, and we really strive to be good at that. I mean, heck, you get a call from me for troubleshooting most of the time. We got John, who's a really good troubleshooter also, so we can figure this stuff out. But again, you know, we're not trying to hide anything. We're trying to get to the bottom of what it is and find out what the real concern is, or whether or not it was a warranty coverage or if it was pilot error. Now, I've mentioned this before. And this is Jeremy speaking. I'm not speaking Banana Hobby right now. I'm speaking Jeremy. Growing up in the hobby, doing the things and having fun, you know, from when I began, I learned that 99% of issues are pilot error.
Yeah,
they really are. Now, once you start realizing that, it makes it a little easier to take some of the heartache sometimes. You know,
right.
What could it be? Well, did you high speed stall it? Did you slow speed stall it? You know, did the solar flares from the last 3 weeks affect your signal? You know, I mean, there's so many things, but that, you know, that still could be considered pilot error because you may not have your antennas, you know, the right directions. You know, you might have chose to use a really crappy receiver that is known to have problems. You know, there's so many things in the hobby. But again, you know, the proof in the pudding really needs to come down to the customer providing the information, because we're not there. And we're not trying to scapegoat anyone or say that, you know, it's always the customer's fault. No, those that have had customer concerns with us at Banana Hobby and we've resolved their concerns, you know, we just try to get to the facts. And once the facts are clear and we can make sure it's good to go, then we definitely help you with anything. Most of the time, we just find out that it's what it is and we just send the parts out and that's it. Now, a lot of the time, if the manufacturer comes back and they're not going to cover it, I'm going to put a shout out there to Carrie. She's been pretty dang awesome at still helping people out after the fact. And so it may not be getting you the part, but she may do a discount to help you out. And I'm not saying that that's always going to happen, but it has happened, and it's happened a lot. But again, you know, we hope that you guys are honest with us. We really strive to provide a very good product for you in all aspects. We run everything through the ringer the best we can. And not only just us running through the ringer, I let other people fly these products also and get them flying it too. So it's not just me that's doing this. I have unrelated to Banana Hobby customers or to Banana Hobby pilots flying things too, and get their opinions on things too. So you're getting a lot more than just Jeremy Solt doing testing. But when it comes down to it, we are working our butts off to try and help you guys out. So hopefully you guys are seeing that, and hopefully that means something to you to where you'd want to do business with us. So yeah,
that makes sense. And that whole process that you said, see, this is stuff that people don't even think about, but I'll tell you, even me, and some people are like, oh, well, you've got a YouTube channel. Man, that doesn't mean anything whatsoever, because I've actually had to, and I'll show you a quick video. This video right here, I was actually doing a maiden flight video on this, the Twimber, and I took it up. It was flying perfectly fine. This was 6 minutes into the flight, and then out of nowhere,
we've been flying this for a while now, and it's still pulling.
I was flying around.
There we go.
Yep, things happen. It's just,
and look,
you know, we're really in a hobby.
Check this out.
Of expendable airplanes, even though they may be expensive.
Look,
bruh.
It went straight in.
Bruh. Couldn't get out of it.
Yep.
I lost something.
It was a nasty
come on,
crash, right?
That's a total.
And so, long story short, guess what I had to do? I contacted Horizon Hobby, And I said, hey, I bought this airplane and I was flying it around. I had to jump through the hoops and it wasn't very easy, but they literally told me, box up the airplane and ship it to me. And we're going to look at it, evaluate it, and we'll make a decision. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. So I literally took this crashed airplane. You saw what it looked like, crammed it in the original box. They gave me a shipping label and I shipped it back to Horizon Hobby. And they looked at it and they said it had a bad elevator servo from the factory because that was a brand new airplane. And they gave the warranty. The warranty kicked in and they sent me a brand new twin timber. So it worked. It did work.
You know, the good part about that, Bobby, is that you had a video of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
that was helpful.
There's no question when you have that, you know what I mean? Help yourself out, everyone. Do what you can to film your flights because that'll help you.
Yeah.
If something's going on, do this on your first couple of flights.
That's why I started doing the channel.
After a couple of flights, you know, honestly speaking, I think that you guys should be good to go. Now, here's another caveat there. How well does everybody land?
Yeah, it's all not the same.
Some days I have great landings. Some days I have off days, and I just land like that.
Do you guys think that a warranty should cover your landings? I mean,
no.
I mean, I honestly think that most warranties in the hobby, and again, I'm not speaking necessarily banana hobby. I'm speaking Jeremy as a hobbyist. I've seen the best people that can land everything anytime perfect, but I've also seen those that cannot land anything without it counting as 10 bounces or 10 landings. You know what I mean? Now, I expect a landing gear to kind of hold some of that, right? But you cannot guarantee everybody's ability to successfully have a good landing.
Right.
I mean, I would think that landing should not be covered, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, I would think so. By the way, check this out. Omaha Air Defense says, folks, Stolt is 100%. When my first B-1B went down, this is what happened. He said, however, Kerry and Stolt took care. You just be straight up. They took care of it. He said he had to wait a while, but they took care of him. You guys took care of him. And
Thanks,
so it's that
man,
process.
I appreciate that, you know,
that you go through.
Personal experiences, you know, that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. And let's see. Greener Shade said, just did second flight on the F-16 on video. Electric duct tape sucked into EDF and broke fan. Totally my fault. I put tape on the ESC leads. Wouldn't think of lying. Own up to your mistakes. Yeah, it is.
That's what I ask. You know, well, that's what every company asks. You know what I mean? Again, you know, the margin for profit on airplanes is not as big as you guys all think.
Yeah.
And every time you have an issue that isn't really an issue, it kind of goes a lot bigger than just, hey, you got a free airplane. Every issue that we have as a customer service thing, we give feedback back to our manufacturers. You know, even if it's just a simple servo, you know, hey, a landing your door servo went out. We still let them know that they track that so that they can try and do improvements. That's still, if there's an improvement that they end up choosing to do, that costs money. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's going to go somewhere, whether it's the cost from us buying from the manufacturer or however, it really adds up. So again, people, the moral of the story is, if you're catching people lying about product to get product, please help them with their issues.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I said, it was one of those things. I saw it on there, and I've seen it on RC groups too, and I'm just like, man, dude. I'm like, some people are so bold, and I'm not talking about the people that have legit issues, like bad ESCs or something like that. Like, it's just a legit issue. I'm talking about people that are just straight up fraud and then have the audacity to talk about it, or, you know, that kind of thing. So,
well, you know, electronics fail, guys, period.
Sure.
I made a comment on a post about, this was about ESCs failing, right? My comment was not necessarily to brown out a company's airplane because I have that airplane and I enjoy it. But the fact is that ESCs throughout all aspects of the hobby are having more problems lately than I've ever seen. And I don't know if that's because there's more airplanes being sold lately, but it's happening. You know what I mean? And that's to make aware of that type of thing. And that's all it is, is electronics fail. Even the greatest, newest ESCs out there by the greatest companies are having problems. And it just happens. You know what I mean? It's like when you buy a new car. Everything happens to happen. Anything can happen. Your heater knob falls off. Your blinker lights stop. It's just
this is a good conversation because it's a good conversation because this is the stuff like when you buy a car warranty in that fine print, nobody ever explains that to you or how it works. So like this conversation is good because now people can kind of see how the whole process, why there's a process, and like how the warranty works.
What's considered wear and tear? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, I think landing gear is a wear and tear item because even on the very first flight, you're immediately wear and tearing. Have you guys ever seen there's a video out there for the A380 getting tested on landing gear?
Yeah.
And it's violent. Can you imagine how violent it actually is for an RC airplane, especially somebody that doesn't know what they're doing?
Yeah.
And I'm not,
funny, by the way.
Please, I'm not saying you guys all don't know what you're doing. I'm saying that there is a good amount of people, and I was at that for the longest time. But again, I've gotten better. I've learned flight modes. Flight modes helped out so much on my landings. But
you turned me on to the flight modes. Yeah, you did.
But yeah, so hey, Cloud had a question real quick while we're on there. He was wondering about how we know when solar flares affect your airplanes.
Yeah, you saw that. Good.
Yeah. How do you know when that's a thing? Well, first of all, I've been listening to the news for the last 3 weeks, and they're saying that we have a humongous amount of, we have 2 solar flare things that are happening, and it's the highest that it's been in many years. But there is actually a website that you can go and you can actually look up what the numbers are, the gradient of it. And it goes from, I believe, 1 to, I guess we burn up type level. And it's been at 5 for the last week and a half. And so what does a 5 equal? 5 equals cell phones stopping working, power grids stop working, radio interference. You guys have probably seen it. I got photos of my Thunderbird F-16. It's a top RC F-16. First time I have ever had a hold was last week on that jet, and I freaked the heck out. But it was again during the solar flares, and yes, it can definitely affect it. Usually, you're not supposed to fly when you have all those solar flares, but we are all addicts, and we will do it. And we will learn by losing airplanes. But how does it work? Essentially, your airplane just loses signal. And that can happen at any day of the week.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be when a solar flare is. It could be just the one pinprick of a solar flare that hits your exact radio location.
Yeah, you're just you're the lucky the person of the day, huh?
And that can happen. So that's what that means. Hopefully that answers your question. Take a look on there on the website. The Google has the words. And it's a neat thing to look at, but there's a lot of information involved in how it's all determined. But it's definitely a factor. And if you have never heard of that, well, yeah, there you go.
Well, Cloud said Banana Hobby has become a fave. I hope X-Fly and Fly fans make lots of new jets. I do too, man. I hope they make a larger Su-57. One of the two. I'll keep saying that over and over and over.
Well, I'm going to tell you guys right now, we're pushing for that. So if you guys want it, we're pushing for it. So just so you know, we have not committed completely to it yet, but we're pushing for it. So just so you know, you might see an Su-57, but you also may not, depending on budget costs, economy, sales, warranty claims that are not real.
Yeah, right. It's interesting because, like I said, this is information people don't get to really hear,
shipping costs,
know about.
embargoes, wars. I mean, all of this stuff is factors.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Cloud said, my biggest gripe that I've seen, just keeping it real, how Free Wing Motion RC handled the blue box issues was exactly what a company shouldn't do. And so,
well,
you
Cloud,
know,
I want to be honest with you. So I have no affiliation with Motion RC anymore. I used to. There are things I can't say and I can't talk about because of non-disclosure agreements. But me personally, I have only had one blue box fail out of all of my airplanes.
Me too. Just one.
I'm just being straightforward with you. You know, Free Wing does a very good job. I don't know why others were having a lot of those. But me myself, I only had one, and I don't even know if I can count as many Free Wing airplanes that I've owned. I don't have as much anymore because I've moved on to a lot of other things and turbines and 6B1s and space is going away quickly. But but yeah, I've you know, blue box wise, I've not had very many issues on there, so I really don't know if there's an issue with that or not, or if it's something else.
Wiggle Fingers is funny. He says, I thought holds are from aliens. Now I know.
Well, they are still.
Right? They could be like messages being sent from aliens to us. We'll never know. Let's see. Need for Speed RC says, I wonder if solar flare interference caused RC Geeks T28 to crash. That was painful to watch.
There are, you know, if you have a signal loss, I would go and I would look and see what the solar flare spectrum count is, or whatever it's called. Be a little bit of I think a closing point. You know, what I hate is when I drive home from a field and I'm just baffled. I'm like, I don't know what that was. You know, I have no idea why that did that. You know, and you know, whatever. But I mean, if you can find out that you had a hold or something like that, well, that's probably a good way. You know, the other thing is 2.4 gig saturation. I went to a field in North Las Vegas, and I'm not talking bad about your field. I love your field.
Oh yeah, no worries.
And there, first things first is I pull out my Spectrum, and they tell me, "Oh, Spectrum, you're not going to do so good here."
I've heard that too.
You know, their field is very dirty 2.4 gig air. You know, there's just too many houses running all kinds of 2.4 gig. So if you're around a lot of housing, I'm betting you guys are all seeing signal loss. So
yeah, I see it actually with my drone as well too. It's fighting. Was it 2.4 and then 5.8? They're just fighting for you know, trying to make a connection.
It happens. Just little things like that, you know, and that's what we come on here to talk about. We talk about the random odd things. Even though you gave me a loaded question,
I did, dude. Hey, that was like a doozy of a loaded question too. That thing was like chock full of TNT.
I mean, you guys in the chat group. I mean, does that make sense?
Yeah,
the way things are, or do you think I'm feeding you a load of bull?
No, man, that makes perfect sense. By the way, somebody was talking about the RC Geeks T28 crash. I have it queued up right here.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I mean, I don't know.
Well, let's take a look at it. Here it is. We'll take a look at that there.
And that's a Spectrum one, or is that or sorry, e-flite?
It looks like a Spectrum.
Much better now. That looks good.
Now transmitters are a huge thing too.
Yeah, they are.
Right.
There are transmitters I won't even touch anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed that I used for a while.
Taking off.
That's a nice one too.
Oh no, that's a gas one. That's a composite or a balsa. So that's different. That's not e-flite.
But his radio was.
I love his scale gear going up.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I loved it.
You see that?
I got a hold there.
He said he had a hold. So it is. He said he had a hold.
Come on.
Yep.
So
He
if
said he had a
that's
hold.
if that incident was anywhere within the last 3 weeks, it very well could be.
Oh, yep.
There could be lots of things with that. You know,
I got a hold there.
receivers
I'm gonna
close
land.
to if that
Come on,
was
come on,
running
come on, come on, come on,
an
come
injector,
on.
not an injector, a ignition coil. You can get too close to ignition coils. There's all
Giving at
kinds of
times.
factors.
Unforgiving at times.
That's not good.
I would recommend not trying to turn it and just sending it.
Devastation is awful.
Yeah, that's a rough one right there. But what he said was he had a hold, and my radio will call out a hold as well. And so, but that was Spectrum, and look, that came out 2 weeks ago. So it was 2 weeks ago. So
Cloud asked me, what transmitter do I recommend? I don't necessarily like to recommend transmitters.
yeah,
I can tell you what I use. I use an IX20. And then I use wherever it's got options for satellites, I run satellites.
yeah, I always run satellites.
Why not? I like my 20. My 20s have been very tried and true to me. I currently have 3 of them. That's how much I like it. My son flies it. You know, he's flown the 20 since it pretty much came out. Wow, many years ago now. Let's see. As far as if you are an FR Sky guy, I think the 20S is what it's called. Has been a pretty good transmitter for a lot of people because it's got dual redundancy antenna signals. I had one and I didn't enjoy it. I didn't really click with the whole integration, the software, the setup, all that. To me, it was a pain in the butt, but it is absolutely something that a lot of people like. Now, Futaba and any of that stuff, I don't know that because I've never used it, but one of my buddies is using Groutner. And
yeah, those are good.
And he doesn't have any problems, hasn't had any issues that I know of. But again, it's another transmitter I have no clue on. So there's a lot of variety out there. But there's, you know, with each transmitter, there's potentially a learning curve. So it just depends on how much your learning curve you want. You know, if you're used to Spectrum, the 20 is a fantastic radio. Yes, it's expensive. However, let's take a step back. What do I recommend for a person to get when they get started? I recommend getting the biggest, baddest radio you can from the beginning and then move all your planes into it. Grow into that transmitter. Instead of getting one that works, a next one that's better, one that's even better than that, and then eventually to that anyway. The road eventually gets there anyway if you're going to stay in the hobby. So just get the one you want, the big bad one, you know, the one that does everything. And then grow in it.
Yeah.
You know? Save yourself money. You're going to get there eventually if you stay in the hobby.
Yeah,
you know?
I kind of did it backwards, and I ended up spending a lot of money that wasn't necessary because I should have just got I got an IX-14. I should have just got the IX-14 right away, and I would have been able to go and segue into turbines a lot cheaper than me going from the NX8 to the NX10 to the IX-14 that route. So,
yeah. I try to instill the things that I've learned going in so you guys don't have the heartache. So take my words of wisdom if you feel, but hopefully I can save you money. That's what I am as a hobbyist. My goal is to save you money, period. Save you money. Whether that's, hey, take a look at the nose landing gear on this airplane and you may want to buy a couple extra, you know, just to have, or you know what I mean, or go to the next step and buy this airplane. You know what I mean? That's what this is about. Is to try and help you out. This is what we are collaborating right now in.
Absolutely.
To try and help you guys all out. And I'm sure Bobby appreciates you being there. I appreciate, you know, you letting me come on here and talk. You know, I love helping people out. I love the topics that we have. I love, you know, going out to a field. I don't even have to fly. I'll talk with some of the old dudes and learn wisdom. you know?
Yeah, man.
Um,
I'm telling you. And the sad thing is like a lot of that wisdom that we have and that we're getting is dying off, man, with the last generation, you know? So it's like you got to get it while you can.
you know what an odd thing is? For the first time in, I would say, a year or more, a guy came out to our field and started a nitro airplane. And that just boggles my mind that we haven't seen nitro airplanes that much at my field. You know what I mean? It's just
yeah,
weird.
and I love nitro airplanes. I still fly them. Matter of fact, last week I flew one. You know, I love them.
It's crazy. You know, I don't know. It's just neat to see them every now and again and get my nitro sniffs in.
once you get that smell of nitro, you're like, there it is. Yep, I miss that smell and the smoke and the noise. But hey, Bill Wagoner said, okay, big question and rumor on the larger SU-57. It looks like it's coming. It looks like it might be in the works. That's what he said earlier.
Yeah, I've told you guys we are trying to get a company to make it.
That's
Whether
good to know.
They are or aren't. Stay tuned.
Yeah,
we've got a lot of things that are ahead of it, just so you know. So be patient. We know you want it. We know what you want. We have thrown out there many times. What do you guys want to see? We are doing our best to try and meet those requirements of what you guys want. But again, we have to make things that are going to sell. There are a lot of you guys out there that want one of airplanes that only you are probably going to want.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm still waiting for maybe a C-10 and a C-130. You know, I'm waiting for a good size one like that.
There was a pretty fun C-130 out there a while. I enjoyed the Avios one.
Yeah,
you know, I made mine. U.S. Air Force out and
Banana Hobby had one. They came out with their C-130.
Oh yeah, they had an old that takes it back.
Yeah, yeah, they
that
did.
Was like a 50 millimeter, no retracts. Oh, right on par where we're at. No,
and Hobby King came out with one not too long ago, a C-130, and it was actually cool. It has retracts and everything. But yeah,
that's what I was saying. The Avios C-130 was a pretty good one.
Yeah,
and that's how I am, guys. I will. If an airplane's good and cool, I will tell you that. If it sucks, I will tell you that. But you know what I mean? I'm a hobbyist first and foremost. I'm a hobbyist. I fly everything, anything and everything. If it's cool, it's there. I mean, heck, for instance, I've got turbines. I've got B1s. I've got more turbines. I've got an AL-37 back there. I got another AL-37 right there. I got this. You know, I've got a little F-18 right here. You know, I've got planes everywhere. You know, I'd like to customize them.
Hey, Jeremy, by the way, I see an airplane that's yellow and white. I just see the tail section. What is that?
Oh, it's an MB339.
Oh, nice. That looks good. And that's a massive matrix above it, isn't it?
That is.
Man, that thing's nice. That's really nice. And
I see what you're doing there, Bobby. You want to matrix.
Hey man, I'm just being observant, dude. I'm just taking in my surroundings. That's all I'm doing. But hey, Bill says, kudos. Y'all been coming out with some great, neat planes. Can't say that about other manufacturers, distributors. Yeah, I will say that you guys do come out with good stuff.
There are a lot of airplanes out there, you guys. I mean, I want to tell you guys, this is a very, very good time to be getting in the hobby. Okay? My advice is find something you want and enjoy it. You know what I mean? There's lots and lots of companies out there with a lot of good stuff. Now, what do I mean by that is get out there, enjoy something, have fun with it. But remember, you got to learn the hobby, okay? You cannot just be an operator, guys. You've got to learn the ins and the outs of your airplanes. How to do this. Why is it doing this? In the air, why did it do that? You know? We are losing our hobbyist side of this hobby. And we're getting a whole lot of operators versus hobbyists. So
that's very true.
Do me a favor, guys. keep being the hobbyists, because that's what's going to save us in the long run.
And with that said, Jeremy, I think, dude, we've been going for an hour and 34 minutes, longest show ever. I think that's a good ending right there. I think that's a perfect ending. So, guys, look, we're going to break this bad boy down, and I think it's a good stopping point. But, guys, I hope you enjoyed this show. This was pretty cool. This is a good show. Always like to ask the tough questions and get the good information. So maybe it makes people just a little bit, more, aware of why things happen and why certain protocols and standards are there. So without everything else, man, Jeremy, you got anything else to say?
Oh, check out our red MiG.
I did say that, but I couldn't find it online. So I didn't even bother with it. Is it up there?
It's on the Banana Hobby community. It's on Banana Hobby's Facebook.
Oh, okay.
So we'll be able to get that here soon. We'll be able to do some video footage on there. This is based upon an airplane that I did a long time ago when I had the original Avios white and black Arctic camo one. I painted it red because I always thought that MiGs needed to be red. And so I did a red scheme. Well, now that I have the, the help of Banana Hobby and AF Models, we now have
there it is,
the awesome red MiG coming out, guys. Look at how much that thing is. And when I flew mine, it popped in the sky. If you guys cannot see that MiG in the air, this is your baby. So we're hoping to see them around December. So
ho, ho, ho.
Santa's new sleigh right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that, man. Well, dude, I love that.
There you go. Sorry, guys.
Coming from you guys. So, yeah, man. Hey, without further ado, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Give the thumbs up on your way out. And I think that's it. I certainly appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Jeremy, thanks for coming in and hanging out with me, man, and dropping that good information. We're done. Here we go.